Guys, what's up? It is GVKcollectibles, and today it is the second Freaky Figure Review Friday of October. Of course, the whole month we're looking at horror figures and monster figures of all around. And today, I figure we take a trip to the most dangerous place on Earth, the ocean, as we take a look at the Toony Terrors, Neca, Quint versus the shark, aka Bruce from Jaws. As I said, here we have Bruce and Quint, the Toony Terrors line. So the Toony Terrors line, I haven't really talked about this line all too much. So basically it's cartoon versions of a lot of slasher and horror icons, which is really, really cool. It was a line I wasn't too ridiculously sure about, but my first one was the Nosferatu figure, and I really loved that. And subsequently, I've been collecting them as I go. I really loved like the Jason, the Freddy, the Michael, and I'm very excited for the new waves that are coming out that has Elvira, the Miner, Herbert West Reanimator, of course, and also, I think, the lead ghost pirate from the John Carpenter's Fog. But anyway, let's get on to this. This is their biggest, this is, I think, their first two-pack of the Toony Terror. This came out, I think, last month or a few months ago, and I've just been meaning to review it till now, because it's October and it's the time to do it. So, as you can see, you got Quint right there and Bruce, along with some accessories, which look really, really cool. This is a really cool open box window packaging, which is really, really good. Very similar to, I think NECA did the Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure figures that were in the cartoon style. Very similar box style to that. On the side, you get some production shots of Quint and Bruce, some maybe recreate some scenes. Also, you get cool Easter eggs like the rifle and all the beers that Quint chugs during the whole movie. Then you get this really, really cool shot, kind of recreating it from the actual package, inside the packaging. Then also Toony Terrors, you get a cool little read up right here, which is really, really fun. You get the Amityville sign. There's a lot of cool detail, which I really, really enjoy about this particular, is how much detail there is on the figure, on the box itself. So, and then you get the bottom, of course, at the top, and let's get this guy out of the packaging. Right, and here we have Quint and, of course, Bruce out of the packaging, and I gotta say, this is actually a really, really cool, solid set from the Toony Terrors. This is the first Toony Terror set, which is really, really cool, but it's also really, really well done. Of course, this is the very much doesn't necessarily look exactly like how they do, just because they're cartoonized, which makes sense. But I gotta say, we'll get into closer details. The Quint figure, the face sculpt on it looks really, really good, and looks a lot like Robert Shaw, which is really, really cool. Bruce, aka, well, I'll call him Bruce from now. Bruce is really, really cool too, very well sculpted. It is really, really cool. Both these pieces are really well sculpted, I gotta say, and it's just super cool to kind of see Jaws stuff, if that makes any sense. I think, there really isn't that much Jaws stuff, unless, but luckily NECA has the license now. They did the the cloth figure of Quint. Unfortunately, they can't do one of Brody because of a deal with a licensing issue, I think, with the estate of Robert Shaw, not Robert Shaw, Roy Schneider. So, unfortunately, we may not get him, but we are going to get Rich Hooper, which is going to be really, really cool. But I really love this set. It's really, really cool, really unique. So there really isn't, they don't really come with too much articulation, but so we're just going to jump into details, because the details are really, really good, especially on the Quint figure piece. I think is really, really well done. So with that out of the way, let's get on to, let's take a look at the accessories first, then we'll get a closer look at Bruce and Quint himself. As I said, these are only the few accessories. So first one is going to be Bruce's dorsal fin, which looks really, really cool. The fin looks really, really amazing. Well sculpted. Not really much I could say. It's really got it's nicely sculpted, really, really good. It's kind of like a solid plastic too, so it's really, really cool. Not as flexible. It's like a harder plastic, which looks really, really good. Quint comes with 2 accessories, of course. He does come with this spear, which looks really, really good. Not really too much detail, like on the spear itself. It's like this kind of black color, but at the tip of it, you get this kind of like, I want to say like light blue color, which looks really, really cool. Kind of to match that cartoon aesthetic, or it kind of makes it look silverish. Here's my favorite accessory that comes with Quint, though. It is the machete, because I really like it, because the paint looks exactly how it kind of like a shell shade animation, which looks really, really cool, which is what they're definitely going for with this series, which I really, really enjoy about the Toony Terrors just in general. But I really, really enjoy the shell shading on, like, it looks sculpted in, like it's painted in a way to make it look like it's sculpted very much like it's from a cartoon, which I really, really enjoy. And here, of course, we have the close-up look of the titular villain himself, the Shark, aka Bruce, which is what they named him on set, of course. But with anything with electronics, the Shark hand was notorious for failing just because it was animatronic, and they were filming out in the ocean too, so it was kind of like a bad combination. But hey, they managed to get it done, and it looks fantastic. But anyway, here we got a good really shot of Bruce himself. I really love this piece. It is a harder plastic because it is hollow because of the mouth, because you can actually fit Quint in there, which I think is really, really cool. But the paint apps on it, very much how I said about the shell shading on the kind of like the painting on the machete to make it look like a shell shade. Very much this is continued here with this, Bruce's jaws here, which look really, really cool and really, really well done. You got a lot of this kind of like dark yellow paint right here to kind of like indicate of the teeth, which looks really, really good. And of course you got the scars and like bloodshed, the blood everywhere, and also the blackest eyes, the deadest eyes. That's actually Halloween, but they do got black eyes, which is very, very creepy, which is cool. But they, at the same time, it's like sharks. They're kind of cute to a degree, but it is really, really cool. You also get these really cool sculpted fin, like not fins, they're gills. Sorry, God, I almost messed up. You get these really, really good sculpted gills right here, which is really, really cool. And also the base, I kind of like how they went with this approach. Instead of doing a full-size Bruce, they did this one where it's very much in the ground to give that kind of illusion that it's popping out of the water, which is really, really cool. And along with like the fin itself, which you can make it look like it's popping out of water, which I really, really enjoy. And I'm glad that they really did that for this figure. It looks really, really good. So let's get on to Quint real quickly. Here we have the captain of the Orca himself, Quint, which, as I said, like I think earlier in the video, the head sculpt, even though it is supposed to be kind of like cartoony, like cartoon style, like something like you would see in a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, I gotta say this looks a lot. The likeness to Robert Shaw looks incredible. I really, really love the attention to detail that they managed to do in the sculpting for the Robert Shaw figure. I've been trying to call him Roy Schneider back and forth, so, but like it looks really, really great. Quint looks absolutely fantastic. I think it is really, really cool. I like how he's in the kind of fighting pose. He doesn't look he looks like how he does through the majority of the film, not when the final showdown happens, where I don't think he's wearing any of this when like he gets killed by the shark itself, which is really, really interesting. But it is really, really cool. I think it's really, really well done. Like the sculpted detail on the hair is really, really well done too. The cap looks great. He does have some articulation so he can move his hands, like his arms, mostly around, which looks really, really good. He really can rotate the wrists, which look really, really good. I'm just doing articulation. He can also move his feet, like his feet are on a ball joint, so you're able to move those ball joints into kind of different areas, which look really, really good. And of course his weapons storage just goes like that, so you can have him with the machete, which looks really, really cool. As I said, machete's probably my favorite thing, just because of how it looks shell shaded. Oh, and I took and also go the spear, which the spear doesn't fit in this hand. I think it more so fits in this hand right here, which you can, I think, flip it around even, so you can have it more of a, Yeah, like that, which looks really, really good too. Or you can have them dual wield, which is really, really awesome as well. Once again, I think this Quint figure is probably the highlight of the set. I really do enjoy the job. Like, I think the whole set as a whole is really, really great, especially how much you're getting it for. Like, it's like the Toony Terror line in general, I think is really, really great. So yeah, those are some of the greater details with Shaw, with Quint and Bruce. So without further ado, let's get into some size comparisons, see how they scale in comparison to different normal size figures. I have some big kind of mashups. It's kind of ridiculous what my size comparisons are here. So here we have Frank, of course, from our previous review from last week. We have the Harry Warden, which was the Shout Factory exclusive figure that you can only get it through there, but it does seem like it's going to be re-released as a regular figure, which is cool. Of course, you have Noble 6 from the Spartan Collection, and because I just love him, and he's also a fellow shark as well, it is King Shark from the Suicide Squad Build-A-Figure way from McFarlane. So, yeah, you kind of get a sense of the scaling with the Toony Terrors. They're a lot smaller than your conventional 8-inch cloth figure or the 7-inch scale figure. And here we have them compared to some other tiny Toony Terror figures. Of course, we have Jason, who is one of the OGs, Sam, Michael Myers, Count Orlok, and the Creep from Creepshow, and you can generally get a scale sense that they are relatively in scale with the other figures from the series, which is really, really cool. I gotta say, I do have a lot more of these. I do have the Freddy Krueger, the Leatherface, I think I have another Victor Crowley, as you all saw, but I really, really love this line. I really appreciate it, and I'm loving that NECA has been continuing it, because I think it's just a really, really fun, cool line. Just these kind of cartoon-style figures of these classic horror icons, I think it's really, really great, and if you can find any of these guys around, I suggest pick these guys up. They're very, very cheap. They're not as expensive as, like, an Ultimate figure. I think they're, like, roughly, 12 or 15 bucks, which is really, really good deal for these figures of this scale. And also, they're really, really adorable. Like, I love these guys. They're so cool. They're so cool and adorable. I really love them. So yeah, pick them. This is just a bigger recommendation to pick up the Toony Terrors line as a whole from NECA. I think it's a great little line. And here we have Quint is shark food, as he is in the film. So overall thoughts on the Toony Terrors, Quint versus Bruce, I gotta say, I really love it. It's a really, really cool set. It's really, really cool to see this first really, really big set from NECA Toys themselves. I'm really excited to see this. It's really, really cool and makes me hope for the future that we get kind of bigger sets like this, with bigger kind of like characters that are not normally in like the traditional scale, like Jason here. So Jason or Sam or the Grady twins. I do have to, the paint apps are really, really good. I mean, it's just a fun little figure. Like, I think it's a fun, like, if you don't want to, because I know NECA is going to be doing that the big Bruce figure, and if you can't find space for it, definitely pick up this guy. I think he's really, really great. Doesn't take up that much space, and he's quite adorable looking, despite, like, killing people. But that's the season of the holiday, of course. It's macabre, spookiness, and everything. So, and of course, he is a little cute, kind of, because he's just all bite. He's no thought, all bite. That's essentially what it is. But yeah, I definitely suggest pick this guy up. You can find this guy pretty much everywhere. Like, you can find him at Target, you can find him at your local comic book shops if your local comic book shops do collect or stock NECA stuff. You can find it at Target. I've been seeing quite a few of these at Target. I got mine from Mythical Mountain, of course, but you can get a lot of these guys from, like, retail stores and online, of course, like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, or Earth Entertainment. I probably screwed that up. But yeah, definitely pick this guy up. I think he's super fun, and that is it for this second Freaky Figure Review Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a little different, a little unique, just because it isn't necessarily a figure. It's kind of a little out of my, realm of what I cover on the channel a little bit. I've never covered the Toony Terror figures at all, but it is a line I definitely enjoy. And if you guys enjoyed the video for this particular review, I would be more than happy to eventually review the new wave that's going to be coming out. So with that being said, make sure to hit like and hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you can get notified when we upload what Mythic Monday, What's in the Box Wednesdays, and of course, Freaky Figure Review Friday. Also check us out on Mercari and Instagram too. All those links will be down below as always. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys have continuously a great and scary macabre-esque October this year. And with that being said, I'll see you next time for Freaky Review Friday. Peace, y'all.